Hey everyone, welcome back to Echo Your English. It's really good to have you here with us today. If you're listening while walking, relaxing, studying, or just taking a break, we're happy to keep you company.
Absolutely. And today's topic is one that feels soft, familiar, and emotional, something we've all experienced in different ways. We're talking about friendship.
Friendship is such a big word, isn't it? But it also feels warm at the same time, like a cup of tea or a message that arrives when you need it, or a memory that suddenly makes you smile.
And what's funny is you don't always realize how important a friend is until something small reminds you. A photo you forgot you took, a joke you once shared, even a simple, "How are you doing?" from someone who genuinely cares.
Yeah, those tiny moments have been happening to me lately. Nothing dramatic, nothing life changing, just small reminders that make me think, wow, I'm really grateful for the people in my life.
Same here. And as adults, friendship becomes something different. When we're kids, making friends is almost automatic. You sit next to someone in class, or you both like the same game, and boom, you're friends.
It's effortless.
Completely. But as we get older, friendships take more intention, more time, more emotional awareness. And the friends who stay with you, those feel special.
The chosen family kind of friends.
Exactly. The ones who check in, the ones who understand you without long explanations, the ones who don't get upset if you disappear for a few weeks because life is messy sometimes.
And when you finally talk again, it feels like no time has passed.
I love those friendships, the pick up exactly where we left off ones. It's such a comforting feeling.
It really is. And I bet many of our listeners can think of at least one person like that, a friend who made their life brighter, even if just for a chapter or maybe still today.
And that's what we want to explore in this episode. How friendships feel, how they grow, how they change, and why they matter so much.
So let's get into it.
Emily, something I've been thinking about lately is how different types of friends play different roles in our lives. Like, we don't have just one kind of friendship.
Oh, absolutely. There are the friends you talk to every day, the friends you see once a month, the ones you haven't spoken to in years, and yet you still feel connected.
And they're the deep friends, the ones you go to when you're sad or confused or overwhelmed.
The ones who know your real voice, not your polite voice, not your work voice, your real voice.
Yes, the voice you only use with people who make you feel safe.
And then there are fun friends, the ones you don't talk to about deep things, but they lift your mood instantly. You laugh, you share jokes, you go out for coffee, and suddenly the world feels lighter.
I used to think that all friendships had to be deep to be meaningful. But now I realize that even the light ones, the simple ones, have value.
Definitely. You don't need to tell your whole life story to someone for the relationship to matter. Sometimes a friend's purpose in your life is just joy. And that's not small, that's powerful.
You know, one thing learners might notice is how we're describing friendship using feelings rather than definitions. And that's because friendship isn't something you can define easily in English or in any language. It's something you feel.
Exactly. And I think when you learn English through emotional conversations like this, it becomes more natural because you're not memorizing vocabulary, you're understanding experiences.
By the way, Emily, do you have a friend who changed you in some way? Someone who helped you grow?
Oh, definitely. I have this friend who always believes in me more than I believe in myself. Every time I'm scared to try something new, she's the first person who says, "You can do it. I know you can."
That's beautiful.
She's the kind of friend who sees my strengths even when I can't. And honestly, everyone needs at least one person like that.
Someone who pushes us gently, someone who reminds us who we are.
Exactly. What about you? Any friend who shaped your life a little?
Oh, yeah. There's someone who completely shifted the way I see connection. But I'll tell you that story in a moment. So, about that friend who shaped my life. He was someone I met at a time when I felt completely lost. You know those moments when you don't really know where you're going, but you keep pretending everything is fine?
Oh, I know that feeling too well.
Yeah, I was in that exact stage. And this friend, he wasn't dramatic, he wasn't loud, he didn't try to fix anything. He just listened, really listened. And I didn't realize how rare that was until then.
That's such an underrated quality, right? Someone who actually listens without waiting for their turn to talk.
Exactly. He would sit with me, let me talk through whatever was in my head, and he wouldn't give advice unless I asked for it. He just created space.
Created space. I love that phrase. It's such an important part of friendship, letting someone exist without judgment.
Yes, and I think that experience taught me something huge. You don't need to be perfect to be a good friend. You just need to be present.
That's so true. It's not about fixing someone's life. It's about staying with them while they figure it out.
Exactly. And, sometimes we think we have to say the perfect thing or find the perfect solution, but often the friend actually needs something much simpler: comfort, time, or just someone who doesn't run away when things get heavy.
And that's real friendship, being there in the light moments and the heavy ones.
Listeners might relate to that. Sometimes when you're learning a new language, like English, you feel embarrassed or shy or afraid of making mistakes. And a good friend is the one who makes you feel safe while you practice.
Yes, a real friend never laughs at your mistakes. They laugh with you and support you. They make learning lighter.
I love that. Friendship and language learning actually have a lot in common. They both need patience, trust, and honesty.
And a little vulnerability. You have to be willing to be imperfect.
Exactly. Imperfection is where connection happens.
That's a beautiful line, Ryan.
Well, it's true.
Something that always fascinates me is how friendships can come from the most unexpected places. Sometimes the person you thought would only be in your life for a moment ends up staying for years.
Yes, and the opposite is true too. Someone you thought would be in your life forever might quietly drift away.
And that's okay. Not every friendship is meant to last a lifetime. Some are there to teach us something, or support us during the difficult moment, or help us grow for a short season.
That's such a gentle way to see it. Because people change, life shifts, and friendship isn't about forcing someone to stay. It's about appreciating the time you shared.
Exactly. I used to feel guilty when friendships faded. I'd think, did I do something wrong? But with time, I realized that life naturally moves us in different directions.
And sometimes the kindest thing we can do is let friendships evolve instead of clinging to what they used to be.
Yes, letting it evolve. I love that idea. Because even a friendship that has changed still has value. The memories, the moments, the support, they don't disappear.
And Emily, one thing I appreciate in friendships is honesty. Not the dramatic kind, but the simple, everyday honesty. Like when a friend tells you, hey, I'm not doing great today, or I need a little space, or even, I missed you.
Yes, emotional honesty. I think that's what keeps friendships real. You don't need perfect communication, you just need honest communication.
And loyalty. Not the dramatic movie-style loyalty, but the quiet kind. The friend who checks in. The friend who remembers something small you said weeks ago. The friend who shows up when it matters.
The friend who doesn't disappear when you're not at your best.
Exactly. Friendship isn't just the fun highlights, it's the slow, steady presence over time.
And presence is such a powerful word. You don't always need the right words. Sometimes just being there is enough.
And that's something I hope our listeners feel too. That presence matters more than perfection.
Yes, whether it's language learning or relationships, showing up is the first step.
And often the most important one.
Ryan, something else I've been thinking about is how friendships sometimes feel different depending on the stage of life you're in. Like, the kind of friend you need at 20 is not always the same friend you need at 30 or 40.
That's so true.
When you're younger, you want adventure friends, people who want to go out, explore, do crazy things with you. But as you get older, your needs shift. You start appreciating stability, calm conversations, someone who understands your responsibilities.
Exactly. And sometimes the adventure friends don't always turn into the calm ones. And that's okay. It doesn't mean the friendship wasn't real.
Right. It just means it served its purpose during a certain chapter of your life.
I think that's one of the most comforting ways to view relationships. Some friends are chapters, and some are entire books.
Ooh, that's a good line. I like that.
It's true, though, and noticing the difference helps you appreciate each kind more deeply.
You know what else? Friendship in adulthood often means accepting that you can't see each other all the time. People have careers, families, responsibilities, and real friends understand that.
Yes, real friends don't keep score. They don't count how many times you message them or how often you meet. They understand that life gets busy, and they love you anyway.
I think that's one of the purest forms of friendship. Love without pressure.
And without expectations of perfection. Friends don't need you to be perfect. They just need you to be present when you can.
You know, something learners might find useful is this phrase, I appreciate you. It's not as dramatic as I love you, but it's warm, supportive, and deeply friendly.
Oh, yes, I love that phrase. I appreciate you. It's simple, but it carries such a strong meaning. It tells someone, I see your effort. I value your presence. You matter.
And we don't say it enough.
No, we don't. But imagine if we did. Imagine how many friendships would grow stronger.
Or heal.
Exactly.
Maybe we should encourage everyone listening to send that message to a friend today.
Just a simple, hey, I appreciate you. It might make someone's whole day.
You know, Emily, something else I've noticed is how friendship isn't always the big gestures. It's often the tiny, quiet things that mean the most.
Yes, exactly. Like when a friend remembers how you take your coffee, or sends you a funny meme at the perfect moment, or checks in when you haven't posted anything online for a while.
Or when they celebrate your small wins, not just the big ones, but the tiny ones that no one else sees.
Those friends are treasures, the ones who say, I'm proud of you, even for something simple like finishing a tough week.
Or learning a few new English words.
Yes. And speaking of learning, friendship actually helps language learning so much. When you practice English with a friend, you feel safer, less judged, less worried about mistakes.
Exactly. A friend creates emotional safety, and that emotional safety makes your brain relax, which makes learning easier.
And more fun. Honestly, the best English learners I've met are the ones who practice with someone they trust.
You know, learners might like another useful phrase, I'm here for you. It's simple, but it's one of the warmest expressions in English.
It really is. It means you're not alone. I support you. And we say it to the people we care about most.
There's another one I like, take your time. It's a gentle phrase that friends use when they're patient with each other.
Yes, that's such a good one. Take your time means no pressure. It shows kindness.
And that's what friendships should feel like. Comfortable, patient, kind.
You know, sometimes people think friendship has to be intense or dramatic, but actually, the best friendships are often calm.
Calm, steady, and honest, like a soft place to land.
Exactly. Someone you can show your messy side to. Someone you can laugh with, cry with, or sit in silence with.
Some of the best conversations happen in silence.
Absolutely. Because sometimes just having someone next to you is enough.
And if you think about it, that's what we're all looking for. A connection that feels safe, easy, and real.
A friendship that feels like home. You know, Ryan, the more we talk about friendship, the more I realize how much we depend on these connections, sometimes without even noticing it.
Same here. It's funny how friendships can be such a quiet part of life, but also such a powerful one. They shape who we are and who we're becoming.
Yes, and I think the beautiful thing is that friendships don't have to be perfect to be meaningful. They just need honesty, care, and a little time.
And patience. I think patience is one of the biggest keys. Understanding that your friend has their own life, their own challenges, their own busy days.
And understanding that even if someone isn't always available, they can still love you deeply.
Yes, availability doesn't equal affection. Some people love you quietly, from a distance, but consistently.
Those are the gentle friendships, the comforting ones, the ones that stay even when life becomes heavy or messy.
And maybe someone listening right now is thinking about a friend they haven't talked to in a long time.
If that's you, maybe today is a good day to send a little message. Nothing big, just a, hey, how have you been? Or, I thought of you today.
Or the phrase we talked about earlier, I appreciate you.
Yes, that one is magic. And speaking of appreciation, I just want to say we really appreciate everyone listening today. Every time you join us, it feels like you're part of our little Echo Your English family.
Absolutely. You're not just listeners, you're part of the conversation. And we hope today's episode helped you practice English while also reminding you of the importance of friendship in your life.
And if this episode made you smile or made you think of someone special, we'd love for you to join us again.
So, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Echo Your English. That way, you'll never miss a cozy conversation like this.
And feel free to share this episode with a friend. Maybe it'll be the message they needed today.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Take care, friends.
And remember,
You learn English better,
when you feel connected,
and friendship.
is one of the best connections of all.
We'll see you in the next episode.